Hey everyone, it's Dr. Hodges, and I am doing my PSA for the day. OMG, if you have had any kind of weight loss surgery, or if you're trying to lose weight, hands down, the most important thing that you can be doing every day is consistently getting in your protein. I am going to start to go into a deep dive in another video on what all happens whenever your protein levels are low. I have had several patients here recently that, for whatever reason, they have not been able to get to their protein goals, and it has a profound effect on how they feel. You can feel listless, you can have brain fog, it affects your taste, it affects your sense of smell. Sometimes it can make you feel like you have an obstruction. And I have one sweet little patient that they got to go to protein, and they have been doing it for about the last 3 weeks, and they're just now like, wow, I feel better. And the only thing they've done is change their protein intake. And I know that I have a lot of patients out there that are saying, well, I don't like the smell and I don't like the taste. And I'm telling you right now, it is a billion-dollar industry. There are hundreds, I bet thousands of protein supplements that are on the market. There is pea protein, there is whey protein, there is soy protein, there's vegan protein, there's collagen protein, there's pre-made shakes, there's protein bars, there's protein chips. There's some protein out there. You gotta do it. If you've had a sleeve, guess what? Gotta do your protein. You gotta do your protein. If you've had a bypass or a switch, for the love, you must do your protein. You are not going to get to your weight loss goals. You will not reach your total weight loss, nor will you have good longevity of that weight loss if you do not meet your protein goals. You just got to do it. And I'm sorry, you got to, but you'll feel so much better when you do. Now, also, what are some things I've been in clinic today? So I wanted to kind of do a little wrap up about this. What are some things that people think are protein but aren't? Nuts. Nuts are not protein. They're a little pocket of fat, like a nut. That is the beginning of a tree or a plant or whatever. And it is just a little energy powerhouse. That is what fat is. And so if you want to increase your fat intake, eat a nut. If you want to increase your protein intake, please do not eat a handful of almonds. Please do not have a big old scoop of peanut butter. Please don't do any peanut butter crackers. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. What are some other things? Pork skins, probably not a good option. There's no easy way. And, so many times my weight loss surgery patients, they're told, oh, you've had surgery. You're taking it the easy way. There's nothing easy about surgery. In fact, there's nothing easy about losing weight. And for any bodybuilders that are out there, you also know, or professional athletes, there's nothing easy about gaining weight. I might even go so far to say, I think it's more difficult to gain muscle than it is to lose fat. Because if you are trying to gain muscle, now you have to eat a certain amount of protein, ding, 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 and you have to do a lot of lifting and the proper exercise. At least with weight loss, if we can at least get you on the right diet regimen, that can really, really help. But it takes a lot of work. So losing weight is difficult. It is hard. It is not for the faint of heart. But you got to be consistent, and you need to consistently do the right things. It's interesting, if you eat clean, and you do that consistently, you will feel better. And then on the days that you're not eating really well, you're going to feel worse. So let me see, what are some other things that are not protein? Avocado, that's not protein. I mean, it's a good fat, but it's fat. Don't eat a big old avocado. For the love, if you've had a duodenal switch, don't eat a big old avocado. You're going to get diarrhea. It is a great big ball of fat. It is delicious, and that is why. So there's a lot of fat in an avocado. And so just because you go to the store and you see items that are organic or fresh, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the best option for you on your weight loss journey. Salads, let's talk about this. If you have a salad and you are putting on a bunch of shredded cheese, a bunch of nuts, a bunch of croutons, you've probably made your bowl of lettuce, which is maybe 50 calories. You've probably made that, and you haven't even added your dressing. You've probably made that now 400, 500, 600 calories. Very high in carb, very high in fat. That is not what you want to do if you're trying to lose weight. My goal for my patients is to get you into a good, healthy weight and kind of change some of the practices. And sometimes we just have to unlearn what we've been doing all of our lives. I mean, I made a video on this, look through my YouTube, and it was like, it's only chicken. And I mean, I did that before I went to med school. I didn't know why I was gaining weight. And literally, I would eat a chicken sandwich, and I was drinking regular Cokes, and I was completely oblivious to what I was really eating and taking in, and what I considered good and what I considered like a cheat food. And so, I really recommend keep a food log. Even if you don't want to do it all the time, that's fine. But all the research says that if you do that consistently, it really helps keep you accountable, because accountability is key. That's honestly why I think Weight Watchers is good, because you have to meet every week. That's why also people that have like a walking buddy or a running buddy or a workout buddy, they usually stay more committed because they have somebody that's keeping them accountable. There's nothing magical about Weight Watchers or running, or you know what I mean? But it's being consistent. So keep a food log, and just keep MyFitnessPal, Berrytastic. They are fantastic food logs. They have a huge database, and just do it for 2 days. Anything you put in your mouth, if you eat it, if you drink it, if you chew it, doesn't matter. If it's a piece of candy, if it's a piece of gum, doesn't matter. Write it down. And you might be shocked to see how much carbohydrate and fat that you're actually taking in on a regular basis. Because that's going to affect how much weight that you're losing. It also is going to affect your satiety. So if you're having a breakfast that's like all fruit, guess what? You're probably going to be hungry in about an hour. So you need to make sure that you have a more protein-rich diet. It does not mean that you have to go paleo, or doesn't mean that you have to go keto or Atkins and not have any carbs. Like, we were designed to eat everything. We were designed to eat plants and meats. As a side note, when I was in undergrad, I took a class called Comparative Vertebrate Anatomy, and you can tell the omnivores by the shape of their teeth. So our teeth were designed to be, we're an omnivore. That means we eat plants and animals. So that's just how it is. So I don't think you should cut out one entire food group. You need some carb. And let's say you're going to go for a workout. If you don't have the energy to get through a workout, then if you, like an hour before, do a simpler carbohydrate, like a banana or a piece of fruit, and then maybe a little bit of protein, then that will give you some immediate energy to get you through your workout. And then afterwards, women have 1 hour, men have up to 3. You need to do about 30 extra grams of protein after that strength training workout, so you can rebuild those muscles that have been broken down during that strength training exercise. So the moral of the story is you got to do your protein. And I have patients that fight me tooth and nail, and they try to find every reason under the sun why they either can't do their protein, or they won't do their protein, or there's not one out there. And I'm like, if you have bariatric surgery, like, you got to do it. It's just like, I'm a surgeon. Guess what? To be able to be a surgeon, I have to have hands. So got to have them. They got to work. Albeit these are small, so I probably wouldn't be a good ortho surgeon. But I'm not. I'm a bariatric surgeon. I can do things laparoscopically, so it's totally fine. But I need hands. So if you're a bariatric patient, you got to do protein. Point blank, period. You got to do it. So you got to figure it out. And there are a gazillion different proteins out there. You just got to find what works for you, but you have to do it. Otherwise, you're just not going to get to the successful points that you need or where you want to be. And you deserve to be that. You had this surgery and you deserve to feel good, and you deserve to have this great, future ahead of you. You're worth that. And it takes a lot to go through the whole insurance process to get surgery. So once you have your surgery, do the things that you need to do so you can be a good long-term success. I promise you, you will feel better. But until then, if you're not doing your protein, you're going to feel pretty crappy. So get some nausea medicine and do your protein, and you'll be happy.